I'm world record hybrid athlete James Peratt. I recently ran a 500-mile ultramarathon. But today, I want to talk to you about a group of Japanese monks deep in the mountains who believe that running a 7-year ultramarathon is the ultimate path to enlightenment. Now, these monks call this the Kaihōgyō, and they're a small sect of mountain Buddhist ascetics. All of the members of the sect in their first year will participate in the first level of the challenge, which is running 25 miles per day for 100 days. Now, a very small percentage of monks will try to follow this challenge all the way through to the 7th year. To complete the Kaihōgyō, it takes 7 years. Now, each year gets harder than the last year. By the 7th year, a monk will have to run more than 50 miles a day for 100 days, followed by 25 miles a day for another 100 days. So that's more than 100 ultramarathons plus another 100 marathons in 1 year. Now, what's even crazier, they're doing all of this in woven tatami sandals. That's like, just literally woven plant fibers that they themselves make. On top of that, if that's not difficult enough, they're also doing this on a diet that is milk, rice, tofu, and vegetables. That's it. A very minimal number of calories. Some scientists have posited that they eat, and during this phase, as few as 1,400 calories per day. And obviously, it's going to be different for everyone. You can't be entirely sure, but the point being, a lot of these guys are not eating very much, and it's an entirely vegetarian diet. Additionally, in the 5th year, for those who make it that far, they have a meditation challenge that requires them to go 9 days without food, constant meditation without moving. The only time that they break meditation is at midnight every night to walk down to a well to drink some water, and then they go straight back to meditating. No food, no movement the whole time. They even have monks on either side of them so that they don't shift or fall asleep, literally holding them upright for 9 days. And then they go back to running an ultramarathon every day. This is certainly ill-advisable. If you don't believe me, just look at the fact that the trail these monks run on is dotted with dead bodies from all the people who failed. Some of these people run themselves to death. Others will actually commit seppuku, or ritualized suicide if they fail, by breaking their vow. And some will succeed. The route that they take goes through the mountains of Japan. It is extremely hazardous. A lot of steep incline, it's covered with poisonous snakes, and it takes them on a tour going through a variety of Buddhist shrines and holy sites that they visit. And the entire time that they're doing this, they're moving at a very slow shuffle. For those of you who watched my video about the young shuffle, the most powerful running technique in the world, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about this. Those of you who didn't see it, go check that out. But they're just moving at a shuffle for, days upon end, very minimal food, visiting these holy sites, and the entire time they're doing meditations and prayers in their head. Their principal deity is called the Immovable Wisdom King, and he is a super intimidating guy, covered in flames, that has a sword in one hand and a rope in another. So it's safe to say these guys take their vows very seriously. So much so, in fact, that when participating in the Kaihōgyō, the monks will wear white robes, which to them is the color of death, and they will carry a coin with them. And that coin is meant to pay the mythical ferryman if they pass away, so they can pass on to the next world. So those of you who've seen Troy or, read about the ancient Greeks, this is a fairly common practice to carry some sort of currency with you to pay the ferryman. These guys are no different to them. It's like going into battle. Okay, they dress in the color of death, they bring this coin, and they're ready to go out on their shield, so to speak. Now, this practice has been around for over 1,000 years, but it's actually pretty rare for someone to complete the entire 7-year cycle. In fact, since 1885, so 140 years, only 46 participants have completed the challenge, including one pretty recently, I believe 2018 or so. It was a pretty big deal when it happened. Suffice to say that while all of these monks participate in some of the lower levels, they all do at least 1 year. Some do 3 or 5. It's very rare for someone to complete the entire Kaihōgyō, which is 7 years in length. However, those that do, by the time they complete it, they will have literally covered a distance equal to walking around the entire circumference of the earth. So it's a pretty incredible accomplishment, to say the least. And for those of you who are wondering, modern Western ultramarathon runners have gone over there and have tried to train with them, and they have all failed miserably. None of them make it more than a week. So Gives you some idea of exactly the level these guys are playing on. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to Wild Hunt Conditioning and check out some of my other videos if you like this one.